Nothing's wrong. What went wrong, she wouldn't say. I'll be alone yesterday. All my soul, oh my other day. Oh, I believe. Tom! What up, though? What up, though? Yeah! It's your boy! In the hazy. Okay. Married folk. You want to get married? Married folk. You want to be married folk? Married. Married folk. I don't know if I want to get married. For having to hold permission for force, for better, for worse. Till death do us part, till death. Till death do us part. I don't know about all that. How about until December do us part? What up, man? Jodeci Boots. How about till next Monday do us part up in this month? Like till death? I got to die to leave you? Like, can I just give you a bus ticket and you just, I mean, man, can't we have a departure date? Like an airplane ride? This marriage is departing on over. I mean, can't there be a departure date on marriage? Like, we're married until the 6th of June, 2030. Can't do none of that. Till death. Divorce is so ugly, isn't it? Divorce is filled with hatred and rage. Divorce is filled with all the things you wanted to tell your spouse, but you just didn't tell them until you get to court, and then everybody knows that your spouse, snores. I'm just saying, thank you. I'm just saying divorce is an ugly, and it's an ugly word too. We got a divorce. Then you want to tell everybody how you just besmirched somebody's name all over the state of California. You want to televise how you just put this person in the dirt. He was a no good for nothing He sucked in bed, ladies. Like you was with him for 30 years. What do you want him to do? You know what I'm saying? You want him to wake up with a, teenage heart on every day? Let's go. Let's go. Give me some of that. Yeah. Want him to be a machine every day? No. I'm tired. Man, wake up and look at you and be like, look, I've been knocking you out for the last 20 years. You want to give me a break. Man, gotta have hip surgery just to please you while you just lay there. Give it to me. Hurry up, fast and hard. Shut up. I'm just saying. Yo, death to that part? Who made up those rules? Where did the rules of marriage come from? We know who governs marriage, but where did the law of marriage come from? See, this is the problem with marriage. Marriage, okay, in the rules of marriage, not in the whole, not in the whole dossier that they say what you should and shouldn't do in marriage, and not in the tacit statements that they have for marriage. Here's a bunch of tacit statements that you shouldn't do in marriage, especially now that feminism has taken over. But in the rules of marriage, you're supposed to love your husband, wife, love your kids, just love them, little hellions. I just love. Little Johnny shot us yesterday, but little badass. I don't love you, little badass. Go to detention or something. You know what I'm saying? Shooting kids, shooting their parents. You supposed to love. Oh, I still love you. You shoot me, I don't love you no more. That's just that. Get a little breath. I'm just saying. But you love them. And we're talking about a normal family, but what's normal anymore? Who's normal? I'm not normal. I don't even know the definition of normal anymore. Like, I'm single. Am I supposed to meet a woman and she's supposed to be normal? How normal is this woman until I find out that she's abnormal or she's subnormal? How do I normalize a relationship if I'm not normal my doggone self? Are you normal? Tell me what the definition of normal is. What do you do every day that's normal? That's the regular. It's the norm. It's the status quo. I want to know what you guys do that's so status quo that you think you're normal. And why do you want to be normal? Is normal acceptable? How about being abnormally acceptable? I'm going to write that down. That's good. I think I'm going to coin that phrase. I am abnormally acceptable. Meaning you're going to accept me for all my quirks, and for my toenail that is missing on my right toe. You got to accept that. That's abnormal. But hey, I'm abnormally acceptable. I ain't got no toe. I ain't got no toenail. Hey, once you strip somebody down naked and you just look at them and you just look them over and you find out that they got a mole on the back of their right shoulder that just, every time she turns over, that mole is... I can't do it. The ball. Oh my God. That ball. She got it. And it stares at me. It's like this big too. It's like a crater in the back. And it, yeah, she's got another dude back there. Like, so she decided that since she can't get rid of the mole and it's abnormally, but I gotta accept it, she got a tattoo. I'm sorry, people. I'm just saying. Now I can't hit it from behind until, when she got a tattoo, now it looks okay, but it's the face of a... I'm just saying, what is it about your relationship with your woman, man, what is it about them that is abnormal, but you accept it? Because this is one, okay, there are two huge reasons why marriage gets dissolved. We dissolved our marriage. Kim Kardashian, Blake Griffin, and I just decided to dissolve our marriage. You dissolve, get out of here. Janet Jackson, me and DeBarge, we dissolved our marriage. You and DeBarge did what was outside of God, which was got unmarried. Because you read the law of God and you start talking about marriage, God clearly says that you can't get divorced. He says you cannot get divorced, and the next person you marry is a fornicator. So you married a married woman, and now you're in trouble too because she was married. It's like, damn. Like, you got to go through a whole dossier and a regiment to find out what this man or woman has been through in their past in order so you're not in trouble with God and country. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, what have you? So tell me about yourself. Well, I was divorced. You know, I was divorced. I got divorced in January of 95. It's just like, okay, well, I can't marry you. Not if I'm going according to the laws of God. Now, if your husband, the only way you can get divorced, according to the Bible, is if your husband commits adultery, goes out and sleep with somebody else, or he died. I think that's it. Yeah. The Bible says you can only get divorced for unchastity reasons. Unchastity reasons means he went out and cheated, or she went out and slept with the pool boy, or went in and slept with the pool boy, however that goes. But nonetheless, if that happens, then by God, you're allowed to get divorced. But if none of that happens, by the law of God, you cannot get divorced. So tell me, why is the divorce rate in America 50%? 50% of the people that say I do will say I should have never. 50% of the people. This is all races. This is not 50% of crazy, race people over here who are this color. This is all races. White, black, green, alien, Martian, it doesn't matter. If the Martians came and lived here and they lived under our rules and they got married, 50% of Martians would get divorced. That is terrible, but it's true. Just think about that. If an alien race all of a sudden came out of nowhere and assimilated with us and they start marrying each other, 50% of them would get divorced too. That's how toxic our marriage system is. Why? Because it has nothing to do with God. Marriage today has nothing. Listen, marriage is a business. And if you're not in the business of marriage, don't get married. Marriage is a bit. That's why it's such a struggle for people to stay together, because they're not in business together. They're not. Marriage is a business. You don't believe me? Look it up. Marriage is a business. How many of you are single? Raise your hand if you're single. Now go ahead and say, I'm single, but, I've been dating Sharon for a while now, and she's talking about children. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. And, her clock is ticking. She's 28, and, I'm 33, so it seems like a good match. Next thing you know, you marry Sharon. Sharon pops out 2 puppies. You're like, yeah, I'm doing good. You know what I'm saying? Sharon decides, I'm not going back to work. You went from a 2-income family to a 1-income family with 2 more children. Okay, let's take the average cost of a kid today, $20,000 a year. Somewhere, it's crazy. The average cost of a kid is like colossal. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, we'll just say it's $10,000 a year. Now you got 2 kids. That's $20,000 a year more, and your wife no longer works. Now you're going to work every day making $50,000 a year. Your wife was making $50,000 a year. You guys had $100,000. You were living good, going on vacation. You had 2 Volvos in the yard. You have a 3-bedroom apartment. You were just like, yeah, we're living good. You know what I'm saying? The Joneses is looking at you like, I see you. You like, I know you do. You got a brand new rider lawnmower. With the, you got a brand new rider lawnmower. Cost you $10,000 for that doggone mower. You only got 2 acres, but nonetheless, you needed that big ass thing. You know what I'm saying? And it got rims on it. You got 20s on it. You got 20s on your lawnmower because you just had the, why? Because you had the extra cash. Why not? But now you got 3 liabilities in your house and you make 50 G's. Things gonna get tight. Let's just look at your bills. Let's just look at your taxes. 50 G's, take away 33% of that. Now you're down to what? Maybe 35 G's? All right. Take that number. You're at what, 35 G's? And then you got your 2 kids, cost you, you know, maybe 15 grand a year. All right, that comes down to what? 35, 25, 15 G's. This is disposable income we're talking about. You got 15 G's left. Then you have your house note. Your house note is, we're just going to be modest and say your house note is $1,200 a month. That's just to live in the house before the bank comes and takes it away. Because you don't own it, even though you think you do. You don't own that house. You're really just renting it, but they call you an owner, but you don't own it because if you stop paying for it, then the bank comes to get it. So the bank really owns your house. So you're looking at what, $1,200 a month to live there? 12 times, I don't know, 12 times what is, what? 24, I don't know, 20, 24. So you're up to your neck already. You got, I mean, shoot, you won't be able to live there like that. You would actually have to leave that place making $50,000 if your wife stopped working and you had 2 kids with, the insurances once they kick in, the light bill, the gas bill, and plus the car insurance, plus whatever else you get charged for, you will now be classified as poverty stricken. Just like that. To no fault of your own. And then you know what comes out after that? Go ahead and say it with me. Divorce. You will get divorced. 50% of the people out of the 50% that get divorced because of what? Money. People are poor money managers. And so they get divorced. Because they didn't know how to, or because they didn't know how to save their money for foreseeable catastrophe, or they just made really, 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 really bad decisions early in their marriage, and it cost them in the long run. You will get divorced because you don't want to live on Skid Row with somebody. Have you ever seen a married couple on Skid Row? You don't see too many. I knew one person. I knew one couple that was they weren't on Skid Row, they lived in a truck. But I'll tell you what, they was living in that truck. They was doing it big in the truck. I was like, okay, they'd park outside of the gym, go in the gym, work out, go back, you know what I'm saying, do the thing. They lived in a truck. I had to admire that, you know what I'm saying? Most people don't have that tenacity. They're probably still married today. Anyways, I just wanted to clown around for a minute. There's like one person on my chat, so whoever you are, thanks for hanging around. Probably my classmate, one of the guys I go to class with. I don't even know his name, but he checks out my chat every now and then. But yeah, as far as single is concerned, the single people are in a hurry to get married. The married people are in a hurry to get single. Everybody thinks the grass is greener on the other side. That depends on what kind of grass you're looking for. You know what I mean? If you think that you're going to get married and have a bunch of sex, then you're out of your mind. You're going to get married and have no sex. That's what's going to happen to you. Your sex is going to be timed and regimented. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. It's going to be timed. Your wife is going to go, my eggs are dropping right now. Let's get it on. Let's get it on, buddy. Let's go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Get up off of me. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. It is. It's going to be regimented. That's one of the biggest complaints about people in marriage is sex. You know, all of a sudden the wife isn't interested. And the guy's walking around with a Willy Wonka all day. She's like, no. Mister, take that thing somewhere. You better quit sticking me in the back with that thing, sir. I call my mother over here. And it's a problem, you know? Here's what I truthfully think. I think you should be able to marry more than one person. And I'm not saying that because, you know, people getting married and then they act like, you know, the Bible talks about that too. The Bible clearly says when you get married, like, don't deny your spouse. Like you guys deny your wife and then wonder why she went out and cheated on you with the bartender. You know what I'm saying? The Bible clearly says don't do that. But anyways, I just wanted to have fun. Thanks for the 3 people that stopped by. Marriage. Marriage is something that I just don't look forward to. What if you don't like them anymore? You know what I'm saying? What if my wife wakes up and looks at my haircut and goes, are you wearing that today? Well, hell no. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off just because you don't like it anymore. It's like, hell yeah, it's my hair. What do you want me to do? Cut it all off? You know what I'm saying? Get a toupee? You know, but stuff like that happens. Look at your hair and go, could you just, you be all hurt up and the woman wants you to move the couch. Can you just move the couch? I broke my leg yesterday. I know, but can you just move the couch over there somewhere? The whole couch by itself. Just she'll stand up booking her hand. Can you just move the couch this way? She'll move with the couch. It's like, what? Can you give me a hand here? Oh my God. Like, my sister is married. And I got a couple sisters who's married. But my one sister is like a Gestapo. And her husband, her poor husband, he's like, yo, I knew she needed help with stuff, but he's like, I didn't know it was going to be like this. Like, yeah, it's like that, you know. My other sister, she was married. And her husband, he was just a little crazy, but they was doing just crazy stuff. And I'm just wondering, when married people spice it up, you know, let's get spicy. Let's do spicy. It's just like, how spicy do you want to get? They start inviting other people in their bedroom, trying to spice it up. It's just like, that's a big mistake. Now you want to know where your wife is on Tuesdays. You thought she was supposed to be at bingo, but bingo's is on Wednesdays. You're just like, it's 8 o'clock. Where are you? No? Remember that hunk that you brought into the bedroom to spice it up? Yeah, he's still spicing her. He got some spice going on, you know. You know, she comes home, she completely neglects the kid and the kids and everything. And you're, you know, you find out. You but part of that's your fault because you bring the wrong spice into the house. It's just like some women who have money and then they hire a maid. Case in point, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Maria Shriver. You know, those two clowns. Maria Shriver is a Kennedy, okay? For one, Arnold Schwarzenegger, you married a Kennedy, Arnold Schwarzenegger, okay? You're an immigrant who came in and married the family of America, the Kennedys. You married into that. You can't even speak good English. You're from Austria, and you married a Kennedy. And then you cheated on her with a Hispanic woman. God, what? Maria Shriver's boy and the Hispanic maid's boy are the same age. Arnold Schwarzenegger, you're either the luckiest guy on earth or I'm surprised you're still alive. This is a Kennedy we're talking about. Like their family gets wiped out for the most auspicious reasons in the world. And you're still alive after pulling that stunt? And then Maria, can I talk to you for a minute, Maria? Why did you hire a good-looking maid? Did you think Arnold Schwarzenegger, with all those muscles and all that testosterone running through his body every day, he still had that in his system from lifting weights? Did you think that that doesn't apply to his Willy Wonka? So when you're off talking about your books and all this other stuff, Arnold's at home with the maid, a fine-ass maid with a pair of double Ds. And you think he wasn't going to look at that? The maid, okay? The Hispanic maid. He's from another country. She's from, you think that wasn't going to happen? Come on. Like, ladies, don't bring the maid in. If you're going to hire a maid, make sure she's like 90. I'm just saying. Don't hire a young maid, some 20-year-old with, you know, a pair of torpedoes. That just makes no good sense at all. Get yourself some old, wrinkled, you know, 60-year-old, although there are some fine 60-year-olds. Let me stop. Okay, just old and wrinkled. Not necessarily 60, because there are some 60-year-olds. Okay, case in point. Will Smith's mother-in-law, Jada Pinkett Smith's mother. Yeah. Don't hire that 60. She's 63-year-old, runs 5 miles a day. Google her. Take a good look at what she looks like. Don't hire that 63-year-old. Don't bring that 60-year-old into your house because it'll be a bad deal. Anyways, I'm just saying, the way I'm looking at it, people who are married make some very colossally stupid mistakes, and then they wonder why they're divorced. And it just doesn't add up to me. It's like, you didn't see that coming. No pun intended. You didn't think that was going to happen to you, you know? Another thing, keeping your husband on a leash. It sounds bad, but that's what people do. You know, the high expectancy that you put on your husband and your wife, but especially the husband, and it depends on the regard. It depends on the regard, because people put high expectancy on wives too. But right now, the husband is under fire because of feminism. The husband is under fire in every way. Like, I know a guy, he's no longer married. His wife actually died. Like, he's no longer married. He has a 12-year-old daughter. Cute kid, you know, bubbly. She's a kid. She's a regular kid. So I think the mother-in-law comes by, sees the kid, right? And one day the little girl does what little girls do. She mouthed off to her father, and he spanks her on the bottom one time. And the mother-in-law said, "Stop abusing that kid." Like, what? Wait, what? How do you get abuse out of that? So this little brat that I feed and house every day can talk to me the way she wants to, and I can't slap her on the rear end without you calling the cops on me and making it seem like I just did something heinous to her. People like this is the problem today. Just people just just eroding the very fabric of family away. This is why marriage is so scary now. Because everybody's in your business and trying to blow up something that didn't happen and make it seem like it did, just so they can be the next one on CNN talking about, I watched him and her, and I just felt so bad that he smacked her on the bottom, and I just felt like he was just in her space. And oh my God, it was just terrible. He should go to jail for the rest of his life because he chastised his only child that he feeds every day. Listen, I don't want that noise. I don't want that traffic. I don't want people all up my rear end about me chastising my child, because I'm the type of dude, I'm old school. I'll get a belt. I'll wear a little kid out. You did what? You said what to who? Yeah. Not my house. Not over here. You ain't about to get loud up here. Oh no. You will be out on the porch. Bye. Call child services. Call them. I'll call them for you. I got them on speed dial. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to call child services. Beep. Here you go. Right there. Bye. You be talking to them on the speakerphone. I'm serious. I'm not playing, but like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like, how many men are under fire because they have a little girl at home and people are just looking at the way and scrutinizing the way they're raising this little girl as if every man is trying to hump his daughter. How often are we seeing this? Okay, if a man takes his kid, his 6-year-old, to the playground, bunch of kids in the playground, takes his kid, he wants to take pictures of his kid playing in the playground because the kid's only 6 once in a lifetime. So you're taking pictures. All of a sudden, a group of women roll up on you and say, hey, I would appreciate it if you don't take pictures. How is it that I can't take pictures of my own child in the playground? If you don't want me to take pictures, then you need to find another playground. But no, they drive this man out of the playground with his kid and tell him, hey, you can't. Nope. I went to a swimming pool, public pool, 2 pools, one indoor, one outdoor. I usually go there. I work out, then I go out in the sun. There's people in the indoor people in the outdoor pool. But I was sitting there, you know, just getting some sun because I was tired. I swim laps because I was dead tired. So I'm just sitting there chilling. And I noticed this woman just kept staring at me. And I was thinking, I know why you're staring at me. Because there's a bunch of kids, there's a bunch of families out here. And I know that you're giving me that uncomfortable stare like I'm staring down one of these kids. I'm just laughing at the families having a good time. You know, one of the people I was cracking up at was the dad because he was just he was just acting a fool. But nonetheless, it was funny. But see, that type of thing. They want you to feel uncomfortable. They want to criminalize the male who's doing absolutely nothing, as if these teachers ain't out here knocking these kids off. These female teachers, every day is a new female teacher that knocked off some 12-year-old. Every freaking day. And usually in groups. Like, they get about 3 or 4 12-year-olds smoking weed and drinking with them. They're married as long as the day is long, knocking them off. That really did happen. That chick did 6 months in jail for that. 6 months and they let her out. I'm just saying, this is the problem with marriage. You're criminalizing a male just for being a male, and then you're putting all this pressure on the males to perform all of this. And if he makes one slip in the cracks, then you have the whole community coming down on his forehead. And then I don't want that noise. I don't want nothing to do with that. I feel sorry for married men. I really do. You come in the house at 8:01 and you were supposed to be there at 8 o'clock, you getting a side eye. You guys ever get a side eye? You ever get the side eye? You look like it? That's a side eye. Like, where you been? It's 8:01. What do you mean where I been? The bus was late. But nonetheless, You're criminalizing the male. You keep criminalizing the male, they're going to feel like I do. This is why the MGTOW movement is huge. And it's like, damn, like we really want to love a woman, but we're so afraid of the system that the women are just, the system is broken and the women just keep breaking it. And unless the good cops stop the bad cops from doing bad things, all cops are bad. It's a shame. Or like this, you don't know who the good cop is. You're like, well, there's some good cops. Well, you don't know who they are. They all wear blue. You know what I'm saying? You know, a black guy with a hoodie is a criminal. You don't know that until you actually meet him, talk to him. Some black guys wearing hoodies are criminals. Some white guys wearing hoodies are criminals. But you don't know who they are. They all look the same. That's what's happening to the men. You don't know if this woman is going to like the one woman who like these women who kill their husbands and then they say he was abusing my child. That actually happened. Woman killed her husband and said, hey, he was abusing my child. Like, did your child ever say that he was abusing? Do you have proof that he was ever abused? She only did I don't even think she did a year in jail. He was abusing my child. Nowhere near the truth. You just killed him because you didn't want to be with him anymore and you got the insurance money. Think that didn't happen? Yes, it did. Ladies, unless you fix the system, there's going to be a bunch of men who are going to just flat out say no. It's not worth it. They're going to stay single. You're like, nope. Yeah, you're cute. We're the same age. No. Because I know when I sign on that dotted line, you're going to turn into you're going to turn into somebody else as soon as I say I do. Yeah, do you, Phineas Gilmore, take Maggie Munningham as your lawfully wedded? Hell no. I just wanted to go out and have a pizza with her every now and then. I don't know how I got here. You got roofied into getting married. You wake up and you're married. Go to Vegas. Look. You go to Vegas. Look, I don't know why people say whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, because the answer is no, it doesn't. If you go to Vegas and you get married, guess what? You're lawfully married according to the state of Vegas and according to the United States and according to God. If you got married in the church, whatever goes down in Vegas, you know, it doesn't stay in Vegas, you know, so you even gotta, well, I'm just playing, but I'm just serious. It's really serious. Like marriage is something that, marriage is a commitment that if I think people need to plan for. Like in the old days, two families that had two children who they wanted to marry, and then those kids grow up together and they actually was like, yes, this will make a good marriage. They planned for that since those kids were like, it was a plan. And the kids were with the plan. It wasn't like they had to marry. In some cases that was. But I'm talking about the two kids that wanted to marry, you know, they're preteens, you know, 10, 11, 12, growing up together, you know, going over each other's house, the families having family group, whatever, you know what I'm saying, all the time. They're around each other and they grow up and they get married. It was a planned marriage. You're not going to have that all the time. But nonetheless, there is very little planning in marriages from what I see. Because I just don't think people are planning ahead that far. And then when they say to having a whole for rich or for poor, that for rich or for poor is going right out the window. Because when the poor hits, look, I think people should be married poor and then get money. Nah, that's not going to help either. I think they should be married poor and stay poor. Be the working poor. What's the working poor's rate now? What is it? $60,000 a year? Whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to throw out some ideas because America is slipping into. America has disgraced the art of marriage, and we're supposed to be the shining symbol for the world. but we are defecating all over the very foundation that God put forth for marriage. We are misconstruing marriage as if it's some locking the ball and chain bad thing to do once the honeymoon is over. And then why in God's name does the father have to pay all of this money just so some people can come over and eat the cake that he doesn't even know? Like if my daughter ever got married, it was like, Daddy, pay for it, I would be like, absolutely not. I might pay half, but then again, it depends on what she's trying to do. If the damn flowers cost more than my car, then no, you see this little church over here, you better go jump this broom. You see this broom right here, you better hop over it and shoo. And then I'll buy you a car. Now that I'll do. You know what I'm saying? You better jump this broom right here and I'll go ahead down the lot and get you a car. You know, screw that. I'm not about to, no, it makes no sense. Listen, I don't care if I was a millionaire. That makes no sense to me. The flowers cost $15,000. Just the cake costs $30,000. You bet, hey, I'll make a cake. I will. I used to be a cook. I'll make you a 3-layer cake. You know what I'm saying? And it won't be a huge one either because I don't want everybody eating it. I don't know these people. We crashing. No, I'm not doing that. That makes no sense. And a doggone diamond ring, why do I need to go in debt to buy? Like, see, this is the thing I'm talking about. Why is the man going in debt already from the beginning of you're not even married yet and you just went $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 in debt. You borrowed that money. That money is not liquid. You have to pay that money back plus interest on that ring. Why are you going in? It just makes no sense. It makes no sense to me. And then you wonder why you're having money problems. Listen, 50% of the 50% of the people who are divorced is because of money. They start off that way with money problems. Why are you buying a big old colossal diamond ring so she can show it off in front of everybody? It's not working for you. That diamond ring is not making you money. It's not making you money. It is a hole. It's a money pit. And all you went out and bought a ring, $15,000, $20,000, and put it on somebody's hand. Let me get this straight. You put a ring on somebody's hand that cost what is it, 20%, 20 or 30% of your salary a year on someone's hand. That's what you just did. And and now the interest on that is going to cost more than your car payment. This is what just happened. That's just the interest. That isn't the principal. That's the freaking interest. It's going to cost more than a car payment. And you wonder why you're struggling. Look, if my daughter was getting married, I would tell her, don't do the diamond ring thing. Don't have your husband go in debt. Have him take you on a nice vacation. Have him take you on a nice honeymoon. It's cheaper than the ring. Have him go somewhere, take you somewhere memorable. But whatever you do, do not get a diamond ring. Get a gold band. Get a gold band. Don't get a diamond ring. Listen, if you need a diamond ring, don't get one now and go in debt and then struggle at the beginning of your marriage. That makes no sense. Get the money. If you have it liquid, go and buy a diamond ring. That's the way it should go. You know what I'm saying? We worked our way up to a diamond ring. That makes sense to me. It's like working your way up to a new car, even though that makes better sense to me because a car, you're using it for something. But if you have disposable cash and you worked your way up to that disposable item, then yeah, because the ring to me is a disposable item. The ring does nothing for you when you're married. It makes no money at all when you're married. And the wife is the one that has it on her hand. So she's running around going, And you better, not my wife. It won't happen. I'll get her a really nice gold band. You know what I'm saying? It may cost me, $1,500 or something like that. That I can do. I get her a 24 karat, nice gold band, something decent, really nice. But a big ass diamond ring that De Beers makes people think that this damn diamond ring is rare. It's a rare diamond. You're a lie and a half. That diamond isn't rare. Those diamonds are everywhere. And diamonds are everywhere. Quit driving the price up and lying to people. I'm just saying, people, this is why people are struggling in marriage. And it makes no sense to me. Yeah. But here's a SOTY to do to those of you who are married and are happily married. I think happily married couples should do a forum. I think they should do a podcast on why they're happily married. I really do. I mean, what do you do? Share a toothbrush? That make you happily married? Why are you happily married? Give the single people some pointers on what to look forward to if they just happen to go down that road. You know what I'm saying? Listen, look, my aunt and my uncle was happily married. You know what I'm saying? They had 9 kids. They lived together until they died. That was it. He died first and then she died. Here's a study to them. They were happily married. So I'm not sitting here saying that marriage is not worth it. I'm sitting there saying that the laws that we have for marriage and the way marriage is constructed in America is a joke. Listen, marriage counselors, divorce lawyers, divorce court, they're making more money. I mean, it's a mockery. The money that a divorce lawyer makes is ridiculous. And then the divorce, I mean, it's so much of a mockery that it's on TV now. You know, next in divorce court, we have Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. It's like, this mockery is televised. I mean, it's just gross anymore. It's so sad because it's so far out of the will of God for them to even be divorced, and probably was out of the will of God for them to even be married. I don't know why people get married in the church. God had nothing to do with your relationship from the beginning. So now you're going to go to a church as if God is going to ordain your marriage. I can just see God right now going, what do I have to do with this? I didn't have nothing to do with it at the beginning, so why do I have something to do with this now? Absolutely not. I have nothing to do with this. You two get married, you'll be divorced within 2 years, and it'll have nothing to do with me again. And then you'll go on doing whatever with whoever, and your life will still have nothing to do with me. Your whole marriage was a scam and a sham, and now you want to bring my name into it. I think God is just mad about that. I'd be mad as fire. Like, what am I doing? How did I get here? You think God wakes up in the morning and goes, what happened? What's being blamed on me now? Oh man, shoot, I didn't even know that happened. People are getting married, have nothing to do with God. Nothing. They start lusting after each other and want to do the horizontal bop. Nothing to do with God. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yes, let's get married. Get married off of emotions. Yes, baby, let's do it. Next thing you know, they're going down an aisle, to having too old for rich or for poor, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. And the rice, I don't know why you're throwing rice. Throw the rice and she comes out in a white dress. What does that white dress represent? Who you fooling? Get out of here. Y'all been screwing before the doggone marriage, so look, you might as well just wear a blue jumpsuit. You might as well come in there with a Nike jumpsuit or a Sean John outfit or something like that. You might as well come in there in the disco dress that you wore when you met old boy. That would make more sense to me. Go get married in the disco hall that you met old boy in. Listen, if people got married in a club, that would not surprise me. But don't get married in a church and act like marriage has something to do with God when you have nothing to do with God. You know, your acts that you done to get you to this level had nothing to do with Christ. Nothing. You didn't go, Lord, can I go in here and make coitus with this woman? And God said, thou shalt sleep with thy woman. It ain't had nothing to do with that. But nonetheless, you did it, and now you guys got a baby on the way and mad bills to pay, and now you want to get married. We've all made that mistake. It's a mistake. It had nothing to do with God. But here's a sody to us who thinks that, you know, God is just going to accept us for whatever we do, even though he won't. He won't. God is a king. You know, he does not sleep or slumber. Like, he's not stupid. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, some of y'all just might as well get married in the outfit that you met your people in, you know? Meeting them at the club, and now this is your wife. Wifey. You know, hashtag wifey. Just because somebody looks good, wifey. And she cooked you a dinner. Oh, she's wifey. You know, wifey. She hit you in the head with that frying pan. Is she still wifey? You know, she's not wifey. You don't know this chick. People get married off of Instagram. Ooh, I want to marry you. Get out of here. I want to marry you. You got your ass all out on Instagram now. You want to marry her. She going to still have her ass out when you're married. Oh, all of a sudden, there's no ass out because we're married now? Can you put your ass away, baby? Oh, this is how you met me. This is what I do. What? Oh, I'm supposed to change now? I'm supposed to be sanctimonial? Huh? This dude been slinging D all over the internet. Now you want him to stop slinging D, and he's supposed to be sanctum. Why? Because he's married? Had nothing to do with God. He's still a hoe. You still a hoe. Y'all still hoeing. I'm just saying, man. Life is funny, man. Y'all funny with the marriage. Y'all funny with the disgrace of marriage. Really are. Y'all just disgracing marriage. Especially for these young people who really want to get married. Like, they really want to have a husband and kids. Like, this little girl is looking at, like, yo, when she grows up, you know, she's like, I want to have a husband. You know, but how many people are pushing our little girls to husbands now? No, don't say a bunch of us, because that's not what we're doing. Not at all. That's not what we're doing. We're teaching our kids to twerk up and down the aisle of Walmart. We want our kids to go and fight at the schools and beat up teachers. This is what we're doing. This is what we're promoting. Hey, go ahead, and that's a substitute teacher, turn up. Let's turn up. Let's turn up and get on detention. You know what I'm saying? It fell out of high school. Oh, it was cute. I turned up. Get your dumb ass out of here. You turned up. Now you can't find a job. Now you're 30. You was turning up when you was a kid. Now you're 30. And what are you doing? Well, I got a job at the, I don't have no job. Are you going? Well, I'm going to college. What school are you going to? Nail school? Get out of here, man. I'm not trying to hear none of that. Stop all that nonsense when they're kids. But you got the parents who are allowing it. Yeah, Jay, go out there and beat him up. Like, wait, what? You better not. You better keep your stupid ass in the house. Not unless Jay is bullying you. Now we got a problem. We got a huge problem. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole different rhythm right now. You bullying my son, then, you know, we might have to set up a little boxing ring, you know, action. And I'm for that all day. You know what I'm saying? You might have to get two dads together and take it to the boxing ring with the two sons. I'm with that all day. But going out and then just jumping these kids and then the parents is all jumping. Next thing you know, it's a big hoedown at the luau and everybody's fighting. Yeah, whole families are fighting now. It's just ridiculous. And we're promoting this. Go out and beat each other up, rubble rouse, and then film it on, put it on YouTube and try to get YouTube hits. Yeah, that's not the life for me. Guys want to know why I stream all the time? Because I'd rather stay inside than go outside and look at just the ridiculousness. I don't even care if nobody watches anymore. It's just like, it's just not the same out there. People are just doing crazy stuff. But I do care about you guys, though. That I do care about. You know, having kids now is scary. You guys got kids? You ever worry about them? That's a dumb question. You ever not worry about them? You ever look at your kid and want to know what's going to happen in 20 years from now? I bet you got high hopes for your kids. You know what I'm saying? Or if you don't have kids and you want to have kids, you know, for those of you who aren't here and want to have kids, I bet you have high. Look, what is the picture of the child that, if you don't have kids, that you want? You want to have a little boy who, you know what I'm saying? You want your little boy to be what? What's the picture that you have for your son? Because you guys aren't really saying anything, but there's two people on here. But anyways, I'm just asking you in an imaginary scenario, if you don't have kids or your daughter, where do you see them at the age of 20? How successful? How successful do you see your children? You got to ask yourself that before you have them. You know? I see my kid at 22, 23 with a college degree, you know, dating the love of her life, having a good time, traveling, going to see the world, going to Europe, sending me pictures, getting married at 25, sending me pictures of the little one, my grandkids coming over and hanging out with me until I croak. That's the way we all see it. Little Thomas hanging out with me. That's the way we all see it. But statistically, is that really happening? No! Hell no! Little Margie grows up and she ain't even interested in men anymore. Margie comes home with a girlfriend. Mom, Dad, meet Susan. We're in love. Honey, you know, we still love you. And, you know, if you love Susan, then that's okay with us. But you can just hear their heart breaking. Susan comes in the door like, you can just the left side caved in. Both parents. Because there goes their grandkids. Right out the door. You know, lucky you have a younger brother, Jacob. You know, you start calling Jacob. Jacob, how's the dating game going? Jacob is like 12. Hey, Jacob, how you doing? Meet any girls lately? Hey, did you see so-and-so next door? She's very cute. Maybe you should go on over there and have sex with her. Maybe you should go over there and knock her up. You know what I'm saying? She's what, 13? Yeah, you're 12. Go over there and knock her up. We don't care. We don't care. Just have a kid so we can, you know, so we're not empty nesters. Just go over there and knock her out. We don't care. We'll explain it to our parents later. We'll fight it out in court. Don't worry about it. Just bring us home a little baby. That's all we care about. Oh my! I'm just saying, it's just bad. It's bad because the idea that you have for your child and how you want your child to grow up is they're getting jumped by the system and saying, this is not how you should grow up anymore. Family values? Who has family values anymore? What family has family values? We ain't got family values. We got family feuds. We ain't got no family values. We got families jumping each other at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? We got families running each other over in the Target parking lot. That's what we got. We got family values. We got family AR-15s. That's what we got. Family values. You know what I'm saying? Who does that? I ain't got no family values around here. You know, our family value is protect one another and let nobody in our inner circle. Out of here. You kids growing up like a warrior. You know what I'm saying? Fighting anything that moves for any reason. She looked at you funny. Who? Just looking for anybody to jump on at school. Oh, she said that you, before they even get the word out their mouth. Ah, you kids are crazy now. Fighting parents. It's crazy. I'm just saying, what's the picture of your child? How old are you, 20? Are you doing what your mother and father thought you would do? Is your mom and dad going, you know what, James? You're a good guy. You're doing well. But you brought home, another James, and we don't quite understand that. Your son's gay. Now your parents are pressured into accepting it. Because if your parents disown you because you're gay, it's going to be on CNN. It's going to be all over the news. Well, it's a shame that this family would not accept. Next thing you know, you're on Maury. So why don't you accept your son? Well, that's not the way I was raised, I got to try to explain it to my wife. We just don't do that around here, So no, I won't accept it. I mean, I still love him. He's my boy. But I just can't have him kissing on another man. I just can't do it. But Dad, I'm still your son, Dad. Come and embrace me. They're like, hell no, you're not my son anymore. You run around in a dress and toupee, in a tutu. I'm not doing it. I'm out of here. You made a mockery of if you don't, if you're looking at your kid grows up and they're interested in a same-sex marriage. It's a game now. It's all about money. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you don't accept your kid? Oh, we're going to shame you. Shame. That's what white people do. Shame. Black people, you don't ever see black people going, shame. You see black people putting in. We don't do the shame thing because it does nothing. But yeah, it's socially acceptable to accept anybody for what they accept. It's socially acceptable. You want to be socially acceptable. Your little girl grows up and she wants to date another girl, woman or girl. Teenagers are doing it now. She comes home and she's in what? 10th grade. She brings Allison home. You're just like what's going on? Why are you two holding hands? What? No. You trying to separate them? Like, let me get in here. Let me. But they're locked at the lips. Like, God. But if you don't accept it, she's going to go to school and make a big deal out of it. Next thing you know, a guidance counselor is going to be calling you. Probably the police, too. Mr. Williams, we'd like to talk to you about your daughter. Yeah, she's a good kid. She gets good grades. So what? She dates another girl. We just want to say that if you want her to continue to get good grades, you need to accept her, or else you're going to be on the news. You're just like, this is my house. We don't care. And they don't. Next thing you know, you're all over the news because you don't accept the fact that your daughter is, a homosexual. It is what it is. My kid came home talking about she's homosexual. I would be trying to figure out how this came to be, and is it my fault? And then I would do a lot of praying. I would. But I would still love my kid all day. That's mine. That's my kid. I may not love your choices, but I'd still love her. That's mine. I would never stop loving my child. That's my child. I can't do it. However, once she gets older and she continues to go down that route, I can't say that I would be supportive of it. I can't. I'm not going to show up at your wedding if you marry another woman. I'm just not. I don't give a damn what whoever says. I will not be there. If my daughter is gay and she decides to marry a woman, I will not show up. And I don't care who you announce it to. My son is gay and he marries a man, I will not be there. I don't care if it breaks your heart in half. I won't be there. I'll be, out on the lake in a pontoon, chilling out with your wife. With your mom, and we'll be vacationing somewhere because I'm not doing it. There's just something like I would still accept my child and their, sexuality, but I wouldn't have anything to do with what they're doing. Can you call me and come home if there's an issue? Absolutely. But you ain't going to call me and come home and y'all screwing in my house. You can forget that right now. If my son's gay and he brings another dude in my house talking about we're going to be here for a while. No, you're not. No, you're not. You are going to be here for a while. They are not. Not happening. But it's just unfair. No, that's life. You made a choice, and I'm making a choice. This is America. And I'm telling you right now, you're not bringing that in, that type of action, that spirit, and I'm absolutely not. You're not bringing that spirit in my house. Oh, but no, see, we not had the same thing for my daughter. But this is my wife. I don't care if it's the president. Get out. And she can always come home to me, but she can't bring her spouse home. Absolutely not. Not here. So I'm just saying, you gotta, what's the picture that you have for your children? Because now we have transsexuals, we have guys who were women, but they're dating guys. We have women who were men, but I don't know how that goes. I don't know who they date. Who do they date? I think they date other guys. I know this one guy who used to be a woman, but now he dates guys. And I'm like, now you look like a guy who dates guys. So is somebody who's transgender a gay person? You're gay and they... Okay, you're born inside somebody else's body. So you're a man who wants to be a woman. So you change, there's so many dangers in that. So you're a man who wants to be a woman. So get operations and hormones. So now you look like a woman, but you're still a man. But you're a man who looks like a woman, and now you date other men? I'm just curious, if you're a woman who wants to be a man, and then when you turn into a man, why are you dating men? Like, I don't get the whole transgender thing. I don't understand it from molecular point of view, from a cellular base, from a hormonal point of view. I don't get the science or the spirit behind it. I don't know nothing about it. I even tried to have an open forum about it, and all I got was attacked. So I left it alone because those people are very, very. It made it so bad. It wasn't the person who was transgender that attacked me. It was everybody else telling me that I should accept it. It's just like, I didn't say I didn't. I was just trying to understand it. You know, I don't understand the whole transgender movement. But like I said, you know, what's the picture for your child? For those of you who have children, and for those of you who want children, what is your outcome? What is your kids how old now? Your kid's a little, you know, when your kid hits 20, 21, what is the imagination that you have for your child? Because I'm here to tell you that imagination is going to be just that, an imagination. Once your kid gets 20, 25 years old, they're probably not going to turn out like nothing that you imagine. Probably not, you know. You know, and the world is attacking children on every single level. On every single level. Listen, last year they put out a Christmas. A married couple wrote a gay Christmas book where two Santa Clauses. Two Santa Clauses were married. And one was black and one was white. Santa Claus. A fictitious fat man riding around in the snow with a bunch of reindeer, and one of them has a red nose. But the fat man, for some odd reason, is able to land on your chimney without you hearing it, and then come down a hole, which is a chimney, which is probably 2 feet by 2. A fat man squeezed into a hole that is this fat guy. Just for the milk and cookies. Not only that, he has a colossal bag of toys in his hand, and all of that comes through the chimney. And when he gets through the chimney, he doesn't have a speck of dirt on him. And now he's in your house. While you're sleeping, this guy is running around in your house while you're sleeping, messing with a Christmas tree. You know what the Bible says about Christmas trees? It says, do not put a Christmas tree in your house. The scriptures actually say that. It says, don't decorate it with ornaments or none of that. The Bible talks about Christmas and how much it doesn't like Christmas. It says clearly, do not put a Christmas tree in your house. But nonetheless, we do this every year. Go out and cut down a tree. You cut down a tree. Bring it in the house and put it up all the way up until January the 1st. This dead tree is in your house. But these people made up a book with 2 Santa Clauses, and they were happily married. They were married. 2 Santa Clauses, one white and one black. Children are being attacked on every level. They didn't make that book for adults. That book is not for adults who know better. That book is a play on the innocence of children, because that's what Santa Claus is. When I was a kid, I believed in Santa Claus. I wanted to believe in Santa Claus. I couldn't wait till Christmas. I was like, yeah, Christmas, time to get some toys. I was putting in my request, racetrack. I wanted a racetrack so bad. The little RCA. Oh man, I was sick with the RCA. I wanted it so bad. I never got it. But when I became a young adult, actually when I became a teenager, I was just like, Christmas, no. You know what I'm saying? Santa Claus, no. My mom, that was the Santa Claus. You know what I'm saying? She would come up directly and say, what do you want for Christmas? And I'd tell her what I wanted. And she would try to get what I wanted with little money we had. So I never believed in a fat white man coming down the chimney after I saw my mother struggle to get what I wanted. And I mean, she struggled to get it, but she got it. And I was just like, there's no way I will ever take the credit from my mom and give it to some fictitious asshole jumping down people's. No, it's not going to happen. My mom is the one who got that for me. So Santa Claus is a play on children's innocence. But now there's two Santa Claus who are married to each other. You know how evil, you know what level of evil that is? That is evil. Because you're pushing homosexuality on a child. I mean, children are already under attack. But now you're telling these children that they should throw away everything that their own families is teaching them. Throw that away. Two Santa Clauses are kissing right now. And they love each other. And if you want to go kiss a little boy and you're a little boy, that's okay. You can do that. And everyone will love. No, not everyone. No. I wanted to burn that book. And if I ever saw it, I probably would. I'd probably set the damn library on. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that. But I'd probably get the book and set it on fire. I was pissed when I saw that. Because now you're not even letting a child make up their own mind. Now you're pushing homosexual on them. You're pushing homosexuality on a child. That's exactly what you're doing. Listen, children can be easily convinced with a piece of candy. You want the kid to be quiet? Hey, be quiet. What do? You give them something that they like. Hey, you, be quiet. Sit down. Here's a piece of candy. Park it. Watch TV. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? You want a kid to do what you want. You give them something that they like. You know what I'm saying? You start convincing them some kind of way. They're easily swayed. That's why they're children. You know what I'm saying? So when you start putting things in front of them and saying, hey, these two men here are gay and it's okay for you to be gay, you're starting to nurture them in a way that is most likely they wasn't going to go. According to the scriptures, you know, there's so many scriptures that talk about homosexuality. But nonetheless, it's here. But there's so many scriptures that just, especially if you cut your thingy off for these transgenders, men, if they actually cut their thing off, read the book of Deuteronomy, it'll tell you if you cut your thing off that you're not going to get into heaven. Like this transgender thing isn't new. The homosexuality, we all know that that's not new. If it was new, then the Bible wouldn't even talk about it. It's not new. It's in the Bible because people were doing it back then. Cutting off their Willy Wonka just so they could be like a woman. So God was just like, don't do that. Don't do that at all. But they're doing it. Now you're swaying children into, you know, it looks all innocent because it's in a book. It's not innocent. It's heinous. It's a crime of humanity, if you ask me. You're not letting that child make their decision on their own. You're forcing that child to make a decision. You're persuading that child to look at the grotesque acts and say, this is acceptable. Go ahead and do this. That's what you're doing. That's not cute. That's not funny. You know, what I always say about homosexuality is, listen, that's between you, God, and the legislators. And for those of you who don't know, I used to be a legislator for a year. That's between you, God, and the legislators. You know what I'm saying? I don't get deep into that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to learn about homosexuality and what God says about it, you know, it's, you know the old song, Jesus on the Main Line. It's not like God is hiding. If I'm about to do something I think is wrong, and I'm like, you know what, Lord, is this wrong? God tells me it's wrong. You're like, no, you shouldn't do that. As far as the legislators are concerned and them saying that it's okay to have gay marriage, that's between you and them. I'm not telling you you can't get married because I have no power. You know, I have no power to tell you that you can do that and you can't do it. All I can say is what goes on in my house. If you're going to get married, you're going to get married. Listen, they were getting married long before the lawmakers said that they could. They were getting married. Was it? They were getting married under common law. Common law, you live together for so long, you are married. Share the same address, you know, and all that other stuff. You're married. They were married under common law. They were already doing it. They just wanted to legally be so-called married just to have that piece of paper. But if that piece of paper was never about them being able to be married. That piece of paper was about the social acceptance of gay marriage. So the rest of the world can see that we are socially accepted of homosexuality. That's what that was all about. They were already getting married. That's why I say that's between you, God, and the legislators. You know, people like, you don't like homosexuality. I'm just like, I don't practice homosexuality. I'm not gay. But as far as a person is concerned, that has nothing to do with me. You know, if somebody tries to push that my way, then I just stop it. I'm just like, I'm good. I love women. You know what I'm saying? But especially if you try to push that on a child, if somebody try to push that on my kid, look, you're looking at getting into a physical altercation. I got a little boy and somebody comes along and tries to share some homosexual paraphernalia with them, that you're gonna have 6'2", 270 on you in the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? It's probably gonna be my hands around your damn neck. And not in a sexy way, because you're gonna be lifted up in the air about 6 feet. I'm not playing that. So I just think it's wrong. But anyways, marriage versus single. Thank you guys for sticking around. A couple of you have stuck around, and nobody's really said anything. I guess nobody really wanted to talk about it, but I guess I'm just venting, you know, just talking about issues that matter to me. You know, you guys matter to me, even though the ones who are homosexuals or whatever, you guys still matter to me. Your soul matters to me. You know, what you practice don't matter to me. That's your life. You know what I'm saying? You know, people are trying to come at me all kind of ways and, oh, he's gay, and looking at my why I left Atlanta. I'm just, I'm about to just get rid of the comment section because I'm tired of people saying that to me. Like, I don't know where you guys get that from. And I keep telling you I have girlfriends, you know, or had during that time. I had a couple of them. I had about 2 or 3 of them. No interest in being gay. I think, according to the scriptures, it's an abomination. But for gay men and women, like, I love them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have an issue with them as a person. Love them, man. Some cool people. You know, some of them are very cool. Some of them are not. So I don't have no issue with them as a person. But I can't I can't help you parade around and do something that I think is going to, send you to a lake of fire. I can't do that, And every now and then one of them will ask me, start asking me questions. They don't really like my answers, but I don't really give my answers in an aggressive way. You're gonna be. I just simply tell them, all right, look, we can open the scriptures. Usually they don't want to do that. But I'm still their friend. I'm like, look, I'm cool with you, but I can't get with what you're doing. I can't do that. I can't accept that. I can't look at you and say, yeah, go on, do that. That's what's up. I can't do that. I can't encourage that. And that's why some of them actually, was cool with me because, I didn't sugarcoat anything for them. I didn't, I stood my ground when it came to what I believe. And I didn't do it just to be socially acceptable or because, I wanted to be fake. I'm just like, well, broad ass. That's just not a good thing to be right now. Unfortunately, one of my friends actually died from AIDS. That's another reason why I don't play with this whole, homosexual thing. And when I did a thing on why I left Atlanta, I was talking about the gay community. I was like, listen, 50% Atlanteans by 2030, all going to have AIDS. It's not going to be funny. It's not going to be good. It's not a good look. I said I had a friend die from that stuff, man. Dead. Gone. Wiped out. That's it. Can't talk to him anymore. Can't tell me about his travels, his family. He is no longer here. Died in 2006. That's it. AIDS took him out of this world. Off of this planet. So I don't play with that stuff. And of course, you heterosexuals can get it too, but I just don't play when it comes to issues like that. It's your boy Tom 202, man. I'm going to go ahead and go. Thanks for hanging out with me.